We are interrogating Ota. Well, let's do this without fucking up. So we have to give the show the chocolate, right?
No, that's ridiculous, but yes.
Todoroki Man chocolate. This was discovered in the corner of the warehouse.
Oh, but I love when you talk all smart.
Fingerprints were found on the package. Mayumi purchased the chocolate yesterday at 10:33 p.m. The purchase was made at an 812 convenience store. The store was located approximately 100 yards from the Famisto where Ota stole the station wagon.
812's obviously supposed to be 7-Eleven, right? They just added a number to both.
Yes.
The Todoroki Man chocolate.
The same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so are you.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom, even through the costume. And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse. But you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
Okay, this is one of those. What do we pick here?
This one was in the sink. The polar bear was using an oddly similar looking knife.
The polar bear dropped the weapon in Ota's Somnium. It was the floral patterned kitchen knife.
Ooh.
On the handle were the words, "Mom, I love you always." Date. From this, we can conclude that the knife...
I know.
Okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have seen that, obviously.
I mean, the things on here are fishery, streaming equipment, chocolate again, and 2 cars.
Okay, no, it's obviously this.
The kitchen knife, with a floral pattern. Mom, I love you always, is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that? The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused, and then she would have been brought in here and interrogated. I didn't want to put her through that.
And?
Mom never liked Tessa. So maybe, just maybe, Mom hired someone to kill Tessa, and she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know. I thought of it that way. Like that would ever happen.
Why'd your mic volume get so loud there for that one line?
After I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Yeah, I agree.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because...
Is this the 2 cars thingy?
2 cars were parked in front of the warehouse. One was the van owned by the Matsushita family. Ota's fingerprints were detected on the driver's seat and steering wheel. Iris's fingerprints were detected on the passenger seat. The The other car was a station wagon. Yesterday at 10:33 p.m., Ota stole this station wagon. It was parked at the Famisto along Koshu Highway. Ota explained his reasoning for stealing the car.
So this is it, right?
He claims that while he was inside the Famisto, someone took off with the van, with Iris still inside. Ota decided to steal the station wagon parked nearby to give pursuit. Ota searched for the van in his stolen vehicle. Our investigation determined that Iris and the van were taken 1 minute before Ota stole the station wagon.
Exactly 1
This
minute.
puts the incident occurring at 10:32 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need 2.
What's the other one?
The chocolate.
Okay. Chocolate! Chocolate!
The Matsushita's van was stolen
Trophy.
from the parking lot of the Famiso
Guess we
while
did.
Iris was in the car. That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Odoroki mint chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
But that was...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover. I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone. Right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Okay, so yeah, she's not the killer, because the whole time thing. But she's definitely involved. Oh my god, we're back here, Dai, you know what that means?
Late night, Miss Matsushita. But I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
We get to click on everything.
Remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
What?
What?
She's covering for someone, obviously.
Tuesday.
Oh.
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true. I kidnapped that witch. I took her to the warehouse and...
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
Yes.
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys are being too hasty. Okay, so what are we doing here, Dai?
We're just asking questions. This is an interrogation.
Oh,
There's
well,
only
hold on.
4 interrogations in the game.
Can we talk to boss?
No. Actually, I don't know. Can we look around? We can look at the mirror.
Oh, okay. That was nothing. You have let us down here.
And camera.
Camera has failed us too.
And the desk. Everything has failed.
Oh.
Find pipe. Surveillance camera. Nothing.
Oh. So it's the only one we can talk to is her. We can't even talk to boss.
Why did you stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words. It's more like muscle memory. I
Yeah,
was able
that
to
makes
get it
sense.
working after trying a few times, that's all.
Bullshit.
Where did you get the camera and laptop?
I picked them out of the garbage.
Which garbage?
I don't remember. It's true, I planned the whole thing.
Huh. Lying with really shit poker face must run in the family.
Yeah. Stave Ota.
Well,
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
yes, I stabbed him. The knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He hit me, and then it just...
Eros.
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
I thought you were about to say merchandise. God, slut!
God damn it. Why take out the eye?
Because I just hated her so much. Killing her wasn't enough.
Cyclops.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right. Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
Hmm.
What's your mode?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him.
Degeneracy is evil, chat. You're all evil. Well, not me. I'm not degenerate.
Of course. Shoko.
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion, I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
Such bullshit.
When and how?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Rinju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer! I am!
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota...
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date,
Somnium.
sync with her.
2 back-to-back?
Computer, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
Well,
What happened?
the sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
It has
How long
become
will it take to
error.
fix?
16 hours, at least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
I'll let boss computer know.
Computer, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Computer is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
It is.
Oh, poor pewter. Carcoon.
Don't you give me that
Why
share
would
play
Mayumi
quality
lie?
bullshit.
She is probably protecting someone.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
This wheel. The dashboard. The glove box, clearly.
The rear view mirror?
The gear shift. The passenger seat.
Nothing this time. Interesting.
Clearly Mizuki.
Yes!
We're gonna do all the wrong
This is
ones.
bad. His condition is worsening. Perhaps we need to increase the dose. Or reduce it?
I can hear you muttering, you know.
Okay.
Iris!
Mayumi hates Iris. I doubt she would protect her.
You're right.
Sujim.
Congressman Sejima has no connection to Mayumi. Or do you know something I don't?
No, sorry. Just a guess.
No need to apologize. I know that the brilliant mind of Kaname Date wouldn't waste my time throwing out random guesses. I am sure I will agree with you once you explain your reasoning in detail.
You don't have to bully me. I was just thinking out loud.
Yeah, it's Ota, isn't it? Toyo.
But first, review mirror. No.
Yeah, it's Ota this time.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Who
Why
could
would he do
blame
that?
her?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
I agree.
Impossible.
Oh.
Why?
Wait, we have choices here? What are our choices?
Yeah.
Actually,
Iris, Van, or yesterday Somnium, and the polar bear.
it's either... I don't think any of these matter, but it's the van. Because there's two cars. And that basically both left it around the same time, from what we know.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
Accomplices. Okay.
Somnium and the polar bear.
Yesterday's Somnium. Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics
Sounds like
only found
something she'd
Ota's
do.
fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
I don't understand.
Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushita's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Why?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one of many
Theorizing.
possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, You must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out.
Yeah, but it's obviously not either of them. Maybe the killer is Big Mama.
Or maybe it's you.
You're right.
Ota, why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her. Why?
Oh, but Diota's crying. That's nice.
Yes. He should feed us more tears.
But you know what time it is?
But a window.
Time to click on everything in sight. We might get another riddle from Iba.
Menus. Stool. Chair. Table. No, not even a comment about the condiments this time.
Those poor condoms.
Not even a swinging door joke.
Guess there's nothing this time, huh?
Nothing but the menu. Nope.
Okay. Alright, let's talk to the tool.
Why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like she's under arrest.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Okay.
Is Iris the criminal?
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself, or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
You... I'm telling you I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any
I mean,
ideas?
who could blame her?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up. Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day, and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor, and we're both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and Idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Debt?
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up.
Memory!
So I slaved day and night to keep it open. Worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer? Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You work so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is
But
that
never
right?
was.
Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay?
Just like Nationwide.
I'll always support you, Ota.
Supports. You lied about the editor, didn't you?
How do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To
Pussy.
even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
It's actually not impossible to get published now. Like, you can indie publish yourself. I think even Amazon lets you put your shit up there.
When did Demento start?
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's What's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
I think that's the first time I've heard the alligator drop an F-bomb in something. I know we're not supposed to be laughing, guys, but come on. It is funny to think that maybe she's just fucking with him this whole time. Because fuck Ota.
Because I'm such a piece of shit.
Yep.
I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick.
Were.
I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
I feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for you.
Picture?
What's that picture?
Look at that photograph.
God, why was Nickelback ever popular?
This photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad. And they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything. But Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Iba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit. But I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are logical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
Being assholes.
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times.
Hmm.
Iba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Anything else to say to Ota before we get out of here?
Ota's sitting there with a depressed look on his face.
Oh god, he's emo. We gotta get out of here before he starts blasting MCR.
Also, apparently, I clicked the right option the first time, so we missed a lot of his other duck. Oh well, we'll have to be back here anyways.
Possibly, unless the other route doesn't take us here.
You never know. Oh,
I mean,
it's just Ota dialogue, who cares?
Yeah, it's not like it gives us anything. Yeah, Ota's not the killer.
Weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
Policeman. He says he doesn't have any information. Completely useless.
Oh, is Inspector Kagami here?
No.
Oh.
He was inside.
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
Maybe she's a speedster.
you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
Surprised no one thought of doing that before now.
But she's connected to the end system server.
Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Ah, okay then. We have to go to the Lemon. Unless there's something here you want to look around for real quick.
Just clicking the things.
Yep.
Oh, clearly it is forklift. Water.
Date, look! A tonguefish on the ocean floor.
What's a tonguefish?
A flat fish, like the sole of a shoe.
You can see all the way down there?
Damn it.
Of course I can. My vision and my looks are my best qualities.
Woof.
Date, do you know what a bollard is?
Of course. It's a type of duck.
That's a mallard.
All that from a mooring post.
A mallard, aka Nomi's cousin.
No. Ducks are nothing like swans.
Just like my you-know-what.
Oh my god, it's a crane.
What is your you-know-what?
It's a crane that looks like it could pierce the sky.
It could be one thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, your ego?
No, not my ego.
I'm referring to my drill that will pierce the heavens.
What's in this box?
Yes.
Your favorite kind of reading material, and a lot of it.
Ooh.
Academic research papers on criminology?
No, the kind that features gratuitous nudity.
Can I take that box?
No. I forgot to make up some excuse to grab that box. Oil drum.
Hi, I'm Drum, I'm on.
You say strange things sometimes.
They comment on the most random shit. It's why you literally have to click on everything.
Alright, let's go to Lemons.
Oh, we might have our waifu to hit on, Date's #1 ship. You know who I mean, I take it.
Yeah.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
But first, let's look around this room. I'll talk to you later. Magazines.
Anyone can run a pyramid scheme. I believe I'll purchase that on my way home.
Excuse me?
I can't not think Kenpachi or Jiraiya, man!
No, what about that asshole from FF15 that asked you to take all those photos?
That's Prompto, isn't it?
No.
Dude, you're asking a lot to make me remember FF15.
I mean, yeah, it's not that memorable. A door. It's probably an office back there.
This is Magnus Spiel.
How do you know?
It was on the monitors, their promotional video. A high table.
For tall people.
A high stool.
It's like a tall seat.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Plant.
Date, look! An antlion! Yay! Go, antlion!
Damn it, Iba.
Yes. Logo. Lemon skate. Receptionist desk.
Is the receptionist even here?
An abstract painting.
Have you taken note of the painting? It is titled Lions Fishing, Carpe Diem.
How many names? How many names?
There's an incomprehensible abstract painting displayed on the wall. A sofa.
King.
Don't.
That's a reference I haven't heard in years. Or thing. The Sofa King.
A large window. The window is still a trader. Okay.
I guess our waifu's not here.
Him and receptionist.
Oh, receptionist first.
In the background.
Receptionist first.
Oh, we have this.
Oh yes.
Iris.
What? You're too far away. I can't hear you.
I walk close to the...
Oh, I can't believe Tessa became a victim too. It's like, seriously, can you not? What if I'm next? Freaks me out. Date, could you introduce me to some big, strong man who can protect me?
Nah. I'm sure you'll be fine on your own.
No, I'll totally die.
Anything else to say to her?
Is it business as usual?
What? You gotta come closer. I can't hear you.
Damn it, Dante, just stay next to her till we're done.
Well, what can I say, you know? The biz is harsh, schedules are tight. If we shut down for even a day, we'd throw everyone else's schedules off. So they want to avoid that, of course.
Alright, we'll get food sometime.
Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, you asked me out before, didn't you? But it's kind of complicated. I told you, I am reptilian.
But you were just joking, right?
No, I'm serious. I only eat vegetables.
I am fairly sure she means vegetarian.
Are you a reptilian?
No.
It's her with the big tits.
I can't live life without eating meat, I'm sorry. Sorry to any vegetarians out there.
Alright, talk to taxi driver.
You mean more?
Alright, where are you from?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
Oh, this guy is great.
What are you doing here?
I I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Alright, so anyways, about my... Before I arrived at Lemon, I got a picture of her. Show it.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
Describe what happened.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Poshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Oto was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Oto was in the van the whole time.
Listen to the rest of the story, or listen to the rest of the story.
Decisions. What do you guys think we should do?
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
Okay, the whole manor thing, obviously.
Later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
I don't, though.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
Okay. We'll hear the rest of his story in a minute. Join us next time for that.